What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to another Esports Boxing Club video, and today is the fucking day that we've been waiting for so long. Oh my god. This is the gameplay trailer slash features trailer, and I cannot wait to get into this and break this down for you guys. If you like this video, please leave a like and subscribe. I'll be coming at you guys with more Esports Boxing Club content, and yeah, let's get right into it.
And with your help and feedback, we'll continue to make improvements. So these are the items that we'll be covering in this video. Obviously, as the game progresses, we'll be dropping more development videos.
Alright, off the bat, I just want to say the 4 directional punches thing. I'm pretty sure that's in relation to what I was talking about in my Alpha Movement trailer, how there's going to be 4 sections where you can attack. I'm talking about right body, left head, right head. I'm pretty sure that's what that's going to be. Yeah, but let's see.
Covering more aspects of the game, things like referee, the clinch system, so items that aren't fully yet integrated, but this is a good starter for us to get into. So one of the standout features within ESBC is the movement system that we've developed. Here you can see David Adelaide getting himself out of danger by throwing a nicely timed check hook. That in itself is a new feature with regards to the punch control.
This looks amazing, guys. I mean, it really does. It looks so fluid. It looks so organic, man. It doesn't look robotic at all. It looks like these are actual fighters. Like actual fighters fighting. Like real live people. Like this doesn't look like a video game at all.
That means you have complete freedom in terms of your fighting strategy, fighting of the front foot, back foot, and also pivot.
Alright, one thing I noticed as he just threw that punch, his little stamina went down and his BPM went up too. I think that's pretty interesting.
Out of danger with check hooks, using the pressure of your opponent to your advantage. So within these clips,
yep, every time he's punching, the BPM's going up.
Not every punch will be 100% accurate. Some punches will glance off arms, gloves, chest, and you can kind of see that with the jabs that have been thrown. Here you.
Okay, really quickly, right? If you look down here, we see the right side of Eddie Hall's body is yellow. Now, I think, if I'm correct, then that means that the right side of his body is weaker, right? And then maybe it'll go from yellow to red, is what I'm thinking is going to happen. Because I know that the right side can fill up yellow, right? But we haven't yet seen the left side, so it's not 100% confirmed. And we have seen images, though, of the right side of his head turn yellow, but we're not 100% sure what this means.
You can see David fighting off his back foot, throwing a back foot jab and a back foot straight.
Hi guys, this is Ethan. I'm a gameplay programmer here at SCI, and I'm here to talk to you about the feint system. So the feint system can be activated by using the same button as block, but instead of holding it down, you just tap it. So you can do a feint while you're throwing a punch, while you're throwing a lunging punch. You can use it to interrupt your punch altogether and just throw a different punch completely. So you can see here in this clip that I'm throwing a leaping left hook to the body. I cancel the punch after I've done part of the animation. I transfer into doing a left uppercut to the head. This is useful for mixing it up with your opponent so they can expect one attack from you, but you actually do a different attack instead.
Okay. If you play UFC, you're going to be really happy with this. Because it's basically the exact same feint system, which I think is already really good. So what it's basically saying is, if you throw a strike, right? If you throw a strike and then you press the block button before the strike is fully completed, then you're basically going to throw a feint strike, and you're going to throw a feint. And feints are used in really competitive fights to try and throw the opponent off. You know what I'm saying? Try and throw them off, set traps, and confuse them. So I think that's really cool, and that's definitely going to be a feature that's going to be used a lot in this game, competitively at least.
Hi, I'm Andy Turner. I'm the art director at SCI. Thought I'd just give you a quick overview of animation systems. So So our movement system was really fast and fluid.
Look at this. Look at this movement system.
Standard sort of clip-based animation, where you kind of like loop clips to put movement together. It just looks a bit robotic to me. So we've got a new system where it isn't done like that. It's much more performance-based. So that's really good because when the professional boxers come in, they can just do what they do best. They know how to move. We're not telling them how to move.
Okay, one thing I was concerned about, that I got more concerned about recently was the camera. The camera was something that I was kind of concerned about because I didn't know if I saw a camera angle that I really truly liked. But looking at this and seeing how the camera is moving around with the fighters, I'm actually enjoying it. I actually think it's one of the strong points of the game. I mean, the camera work is beautiful. Hopefully there's no like glitchy camera angle or whatever where it just goes like a weird flip like in UFC sometimes and then you just can't see your fighter at all and not know what's going on. But if it's like this where it's just fluid and just moving around with you, then I think that's going to be a real strong point in this game.
They do the movement based on what they would really do in a fight. We have our own motion capture studio, so that they can come in and we can just let them do their thing within
Look at that, man.
constraints that we give them.
Just you see how the camera's moving? See, let's watch it one more time.
So that they can come in and we can just let them.
The camera moves with you, moves with you.
Constraints that we give them, so that we can capture.
I think it looks really good. I really do.
Of their movements.
That switch stance, it just looks so real. Like you can't tell me it doesn't look real.
Blocks and movesets, they're all captured here. There's no.
They did a fantastic job with the motion capture. Fantastic job.
So the adrenaline system was introduced because we wanted something more than just a stamina bar depleting. We wanted there to be the element of really going after a fighter if you think they're in trouble or if you just want to get them out quickly. So what the adrenaline system does is once your heart rate reaches a certain BPM, your stamina will max out. As you can see here, the downside.
Wow, did you guys see that?
Adrenaline system does trouble be the element of really going after.
Wow.
Think they're in trouble or.
Oh my gosh. Okay, this is very interesting. This is very interesting. So what this basically is showing, what this is showing and what he's saying is that the more strikes you throw, the higher your BPM is going to get, right? The higher your BPM is going to get, then the higher your adrenaline's going to get. And when your adrenaline spikes, you get that little adrenaline rush, right? And that causes you to be able to push through a lot of things, and it allows you to have a lot of short-term stamina that you can use. But if you look at it like this, right? Look at it going down though. Look at your long-term stamina going down. So there's two types of stamina, right? Your short-term, which is this white thing that goes down every time you throw a single punch, right? And then there's long-term stamina that goes down after you throw multiple punches or something like that. It'll go down, right? But what this is saying is once you get that point where your adrenaline's rushing and stuff like that, you better finish the fight because your stamina is going to start draining like crazy. Look how fast it goes down.
Or if you just want to get them out quickly. So what the adrenaline system does.
Yep. You see how fast it's going down? Yep. So if you're going to want to go in this, you're going to definitely want to go after them and finish the fight because you can really gas out easily, especially in those longer fights. I think this is very interesting. I think this is going to be a very interesting aspect of the game. Yep, this is supposed to simulate going after a fighter and then gassing out if you don't finish him. I love that.
Is once your heart rate reaches a certain
I love it.
BPM, your stamina will max out. But as you can see here, the downside to that is your maximum
You see, yep.
reduces.
Stamina goes down really
There's also a
fast.
cooldown timer on this, so you have to really pace your fights.
And then there's a cooldown timer for it as well. Interesting.
4 rounds.
And you saw him showcase it right here.
There's also a cooldown timer on this.
Let's watch
So
this.
you have to really pace
Boom,
your fights,
boom,
otherwise you
boom.
end up being gassed out after 3 or 4 rounds. So the counter punch system works really well with the movement, as well as the range of punches available, whether it's front foot, back
Whew.
foot, or
Let's take a look
as
at that
well
right
as
here.
the range of punches available, whether it's front foot, back foot, or to the side.
Now I'm not seeing any health or anything like that being taken from the head. So I don't know. I might be wrong about it. Who knows? I'm not sure if it's maybe just you have to eyeball it how like your health is, but I don't know why they would put this right here if it wasn't to show your health. Let's see.
So we've done away with mini games in ESBC. This corner scene is still very early in terms of what's going to be shown, but essentially the quality of your corner team will determine how much you recover. So we want our corner early in terms of what's in ESBC.
All right. So right here, both of them have 100% health, 84 stamina, 84. This is what this is looking like. Now we have seen the the corner go through a lot of changes throughout this process. I really wonder what made them settle on this one or this look. Maybe you could customize it to make it look how you want, but yeah, I wonder what made them settle on this.
This corner scene is still very early in terms of what's going to be shown.
They do say it's very early though, and that it could change. And then here we obviously have a little bit of insight into the career mode. As you can see, this guy's a 90 overall rating. He's in the heavyweight division. I would really like to know if you could float through divisions. I feel like that's a thing that a lot of people want. You know what I mean? To be able to transition between heavyweight into something else, into another weight class. I don't know how many weight classes they're gonna have, but yeah, this is interesting. And then we can see you can sign Jamie Sheldon for 5 fights and 10% recovery, 10% swelling reduction, head damage minus 10%, body damage minus 5%. Yeah. I wish we could see other people and see how he compares, but since he's at the beginning right here, I don't know not sure how good he is. I mean, 10% recovery seems pretty good though, if you ask me, but let's move on.
But essentially, the quality of your corner team will determine how much you recover. So we wanted fight stances to really make a difference in terms of what you decide to have for your fighter.
Fight
For example,
stances.
The Philly shell will block certain body punches, so rather than
The Philly
having to
shell
always press block,
blocks
block a certain type of
the
punch,
body punches
you
by
can let the
default.
stance do some of that for you.
Nice. Okay, so this is saying is your stance is going to play a factor in it. So what it means is Rocky Marciano right here, you can see him using the Philly shell, right? You see him using the Philly shell. And what this stance does is it default blocks this side of your body. So the only blocking thing that you have to actually input, I guess, is to block your head. You know what I'm saying? So he's not touching anything right now. That's just his normal stance, and he's just by default blocking that. You can see his arm. That looks like a little bruise. I don't know if they're gonna have like a block meter in this game or something like that, or if you can break the block at all. But we'll see, I guess. I feel like it's gonna be a stamina thing. But that's very interesting. Yeah.
Punch.
As you can see right there,
Do some of
his
that
arm's
for
getting
you.
beat up though,
Each stance will have
so
a
that
pro
it
and a
could
con
be a block
to
break.
balance
You
things out.
could break the block.
We'll be releasing
And he did just say right here that each of them are going to have their own pros and cons to balance them out. I'm guessing Rocky Marciano's con is going to be maybe a weaker jab or something like that, or a weaker lead hand. I'm not exactly sure, but I feel like that's what it could be, maybe. Maybe Joe Frazier's stance is that his body's open, but that's very interesting. I like that a lot. That adds a lot of it adds a lot of diversity to the game, and it adds for players to play unique as opposed to everyone playing in one specific style.
But here are a few aspects that we can share in this video.
All right, right here we have a welterweight fighter, and these are the promoters. Nice. 81% negotiation skills, 79% social, 84 ranking, 87 financial benefits. I mean, looks pretty good to me.
So this is the promoter screen.
Looks really
This is
good.
where you'll sign with the promoter for a certain number of fights.
We'll see how this all plays in the
Promoter
actual
aspect
career
is
mode.
important within the career mode because it will determine how fast you can climb the rankings table, how quickly you can get a world title shot,
So,
your popularity.
okay, so the promoter's idea basically is just how your career is going to play out. What he just said is that the promoter is basically going to be the guy that's going to be negotiating and getting your fights for you. So if you say you do this, right? You take a few fights, you make a lot of money, and you don't upgrade your fighter at all, but you spend a lot of money on a promoter, right? You're going to get fights that are going to be much more high valued, and you're probably not necessarily get to a title fight quicker, but you're definitely going to have those bigger fights.
And also when you're
So that's very interesting.
a fight. So the negotiation screen is impacted by your promoter, everything from the percentage split through to whether the fight is at home or away.
Interesting. Interesting right here. This is very, very interesting. So, all right. So this is a heavyweight fighter, 77 ranking. He's 11-0, and this is his fight promotion. All right. So it looks like he's getting deducted 30,000. This is his potential earnings. I'm not really seeing anything too alarming. I mean, you can see some stats over here, I'm pretty sure, for another fighter maybe. But yeah. We'll see how this actually works when they release it. You know? We'll see how all of this actually plays into the full game when we actually get our hands on it.
Is in your control.
But as of right now, no complaints for me.
But we've also added a few gameplay elements, such as having injury insurance should you get injured, or should the opponent get injured.
Nice. So what he just said was that there's going to be injury insurance. Nice. Which is right here. Then a rematch clause. Nice. I like that. I like this stuff. So no one can just take your title and then you're just out of luck. No rematch at all. Then that fucks up your legacy. But yeah, I like that a lot.
In the lead up to the fight, there's also a rematch clause, but whether you're ranked higher or lower than the fight that you're going for will determine the chances of success. So this is the opponent statistics screen. Once your fight negotiation has been successful.
Wow, so this is the opponent screen right here.
Opponent stats, but what's available.
Okay, so this is like scouting your opponent right here. You can see dangerous when hurt. Interesting. That's very interesting. So how some fighters not necessarily like to play dead, but play dead in a way that when you hurt them and then as you go in for the kill, and then they get stronger and then actually end up KOing you or something like that. Just something along those lines, basically. But yeah, and then as you can see, you need better coaches to reveal more information about the fighter. It's a lot like UFC's career mode. Now that I think about it, but not necessarily in a way with coaches, but yeah. UFC's was with money. This is with coaches. But yeah, this is very interesting. This is way more immersive, though. I'll tell you that. This seems way more immersive.
Will be determined by how good your coach is. So if you have a high-ranked coach who has skills in the areas that are required, then you will be able to see your opponent's strengths and weaknesses and his ratings. So you need to have a good coach to be able to see
Yep.
your opponent's statistics. So we hope you've enjoyed this video. We hope it's given you more of an insight.
Development priorities for combat. Current punch set will be replaced with a further iteration. Variety of stances. Further iterations of the Philly shell. Variation of punches to be introduced. Marquee fighters will be motion captured to take advantage of the revolutionary footwork system within ESBC. I really like that. Marquee fighters will be motion capped. So those big name fighters were actually going to be able to get their stance and movement. I think that's going to be sick. That's definitely going to be sick.
Into how ESBC plays. As I said at the start, everything you've seen is in alpha. We know there's some funky things happening in the game right now. We've got to work on environments, crowd, the character models, the punches, the movement.
Okay, so what he's saying is they really need to. There's still a ways to go, but I feel like if this isn't ready for, I think it looks ready. It looks ready to go. It looks ready to go on the Steam marketplace. I'm not gonna lie to you. Maybe not fully released, but I feel like it's definitely. I feel like now it's just let us get our hands on it, man. There's no feedback like the fans' feedback, you know. Let us experiment with it. Let us, see what's cheese, see what's not cheese. Keep it in early access, and let it fully be polished by the time the consoles get it. That's what I think should happen, anyways. But just looking at the gameplay, man, it looks beautiful. It really does. It looks really clean. I'm very impressed by what they've done and what they've been able to do with their small dev team. But yeah, it really does look beautiful, and I'm very excited for this. If you guys like this video, please leave a like and hit that subscribe button. I'm going to be coming at y'all with more ESBC content, especially when the game comes out and I get my hands on it. But yeah, guys, I will catch y'all in the next one. Peace.